doing a really good job.
I'm like freaking out. Right now.
No, technically I'm freaking out, so.
You're a really big inspiration to me because you do a lot of like crazy things.
You said do.
So, what is the craziest thing that you have ever done?
What? Tree in the boulevard? I just did something recently that was pretty crazy. I can't talk about it because I'll get arrested. But that's actually true. I could get arrested for talking about it. But it was fun. I will tell you that much. And it involved a chainsaw.
Oh, God.
And I can't believe that I didn't get arrested for it. That was just a few weeks ago. Yeah, I know, but I occasionally have to travel home, where I would no longer be safe.
You could say hypothetically this happened.
Oh, I don't know. We've done some crazy shit. It's not just me. I think that my wife is a bad influence. I'd like her to share some of the blame. She was a very precocious child who didn't understand that there were certain things that we as a civilization just don't do, or there's something that people just can't do, or I think it's actually probably some sort of birth defect, but there's a part of her brain, the part of the brain that sort of regulates what's acceptable or expected social behavior, she didn't have. So when she was 11, she was like, right, I'm gonna write an article for the Washington Post. And her parents were like, honey, you're 11, you can't do that. But she did, and they were like, oh great, not a lot of 11-year-olds submit stuff to us, so we'll take it. And she's always just had this kind of thing about her where she doesn't understand the notion of impossibility. And so I've known her since I was 16, and I've, by the transitive property, I think, absorbed some of that mentality. Or I'm just trying to keep up with her, maybe. We did some weird stuff. Stuff that I can't believe that we did. We went to Haiti right after Aristide had been overthrown in a coup to make a documentary. And at that time, it was 1992.
Well, that's the year I was born.
What?
It's the year I was born.
Really? Yeah, middle-aged men. So at that time, the borders were sealed. You couldn't go there. It was very dangerous. They were doing this thing called necklacing, where they were putting rubber tires around people's heads and then lighting them on fire. And there was just it was a really dangerous, really sketchy time. And so Vicky was like, hey, Misha, I met this medical missionary, and he said that we could get on his plane and go down to Haiti right now. And I was like, oh, great, yeah, let's go. That sounds like a great idea. So we went, and we stayed with this liberation theologist priest who was very close a friend and colleague of Aristide, the recently deposed dictator. So we were sleeping outside every night, and we would, every time a car would drive by, we would all just sort of like, please, please, please don't be a death squad. Because that was happening to all of Aristide's associates. We didn't get killed, it was fine. We tried to make a documentary. We didn't know what it would be about. We had no idea what we were doing. And we did something, we did things like that. We went to India. We were working on a documentary. This was in '95. We went to India, and we wanted to make a documentary about abortions around the world. This was our idea. We're going to make like how do different cultures perceive abortion, and we went to this hospital. And we're like, hey, you know, we want to, you know, we're working on this little documentary. We want to work on the documentary. Come into your hospital, and they said no. And we said, well, we won't film. And they said no. And they said, and we said, well, we're medical students who've just graduated from medical school. And they were like, really? And we said, yeah, really. So we forged this document, we gave it to them, and they said, okay, but just don't film. And so the first day we got into the hospital, we're like, okay, great. So we started interviewing the doctors, filming, and then we were in the ER. We had both recently received our EMT, Emergency Medical Technician certification. So we were not, you know, we were not the worst people to have in a hospital, but we weren't doctors. And we were in the ER, we're talking to the doctors, asking them some questions, and then this wave of people came in on gurneys, just tons and tons of people who were like badly maimed. And they were like, guys, I'm sorry, we can't talk right now. Could you give us a hand? And so we started helping out in the hospital. And we were, you know, very careful not to do anything that would actually that was more difficult than we could do or that was actually going to jeopardize people's lives. But this hospital was so egregiously understaffed, and there were so many people coming in there with such horrible injuries that, you know, I ended up suturing people's faces back together and stuff. That was crazy. That was totally crazy.
That's crazy and scary.
Yeah, crazy, scary, stupid, and illegal. So, yeah, that would be an example of probably F1, I would say. Trying really hard, but what the fuck are you doing? Yes, so we were kind of adventurous young people. I have a lot of stories like that. We smuggled ourselves across the border into Tibet, buried under vegetables in the back of a vegetable truck.
Oh my God.
Thinking, well, we'll get by them. We didn't. Butt of a machine gun. Oh, we just fell asleep in the vegetables. Hi.